Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Today is actually Friday. Yesterday was not. I tricked you. Today is Friday. Indeed. Don't forget to smash the like button on your guys' way in. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin took a little bit of a doo-doo again today. On some weird FUD. Some weird, completely unverified FUD, it seems. We did enter oversold on the 4-hour, which is a little bit exciting for the weekend at least. However, if we do pump over the weekend, we'll probably have a CME gap down here. Bitcoin currently trading at 95, 113 and 33 cents on the day because it is post daily close. We are up 0.54%, which is great, but since let's call it yesterday. Since yesterday, we are down almost 7%, which is quite a bit for Bitcoin. I will say, amidst all of this, altcoins actually held their own today. They really did. Bitcoin dominance broke below 60%. Ben Cowan, eat your heart out. Also, suck my balls. I couldn't censor that. I apologize. If our numbers are bad, our numbers are bad. I don't care. YouTube can also suck my balls. I love you, YouTube. Please don't suck my balls. Unless you want to. Bitcoin dominance, 59.45. Hopefully we continue this downtrend. Philly's here, Drummer's here, Tom Selleck's Goat's here, Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn's here. What's going on, guys? I appreciate you guys for being here. Super excited for today's stream. Oh, my phone is charging. That's awkward. Let's see. I didn't do really anything today, honestly. Oh, the FUD. So the FUD is that allegedly Strategy sold some of their Bitcoin, and it didn't happen. Tom Selleck said pro right now, it doesn't matter, cuss away. But when I monetize my channel, I do have to tell YouTube that I don't swear, and it is currently monetized. Like the specific stream that we're watching right now. So if I do say like the F word or something, I could get in trouble. So I can only say like fudge and poop and fart and stuff. I think suck my balls is allowed. If not, then I'll deal with the repercussions. Only balls get sucked apparently, or Bill Clinton. Yeah, dude, Bill Clinton apparently upset with everyone. Let me fix my webcam. It looks a little fuzzy right now. Oh, help me. Am I bright? Oh, actually, the color looks pretty good. Zcash. Drummer said, "Oh, I didn't even hear that." Good. Yeah, it was goofy, man. It's goofy stuff. Some rando tweeted it, and everybody ran with it. And then Michael Saylor was like, "This is not true." They literally, according to Saylor, they bought Bitcoin every single day this week, which is freaking awesome. Regardless of what you think of the guy, he's kind of a giga chad, I will say. And I'm going to say it every single time we talk about him. My favorite Saylor quote is, "Bitcoin is the exit strategy." He says a lot of word salad. There's a lot of like, I would even consider it AI slop at this point, even though it's not AI, that comes out of his mouth. But the one coherent thing that he has said where I was like, that is beautiful, I would frame that, is Bitcoin is the exit strategy. I thought that was a sick quote. But anyways, we're getting sidetracked, guys. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. A lot of bears, or I'm sorry, not even bears. A lot of bulls got liquidated. See, no one's even shorting. That's what freaks me out. Oh, I guess they are. 100 million is quite a bit. There just happens to be $182 million worth of longs right here. How did those even get there? This is what bothers me about the liquidation heat map. It doesn't show me the full picture, and I can't zoom out. Oh, I guess I can. Whoops. Let's see. I mean, they've hit everyone, man. Why wouldn't they hit that? For real, though, if you got like $50 million worth of longs from like 90K, aren't you taking profit at like 110? Like, who held that? That's crazy. Yeah, we got 182 down at 93,444. Let me go back down. Let's go down to 12-hour. Zoom in a little bit here. We've got a big boy at 93,363. 93,363. Gorman Bear Brands of Brooklyn said 94K bottom. I called it. Yes, you did. And then I'm going to go up to the top right here. 94,371. And then up top. Oh, ooh, that's new. Whoa, that is new. Am I crazy? Was that not there before? 98,091. I swear that wasn't there when we just looked. 95,456. Okay. I mean, I was a little frightened until this happened. This happened hours ago. It started building it at 1150. It's currently 20. So they started building it 9 hours ago. 2 big ones above. I can't find the second one. I gotta zoom out more. Is it this one? 82 mil at 108.45. It's so hard to see when it's not bright yellow. I really need the color coordination as like a brain dead altcoiner. I need color coordination. It helps out a lot. So yeah, Bitcoin kind of taking a little doo-doo. Altcoins like really weirdly held up, which is kind of cool. ETH, guys, let me know if I start dropping frames. The family's gonna try to play a game online. So far, so good. I think we're okay right now. ETH is up 0.42 since the daily close. Let's see, we're currently sitting at 31.26. If we break below 3K, it's probably going to get a little bit spicy. As of right now, though, I'm pretty happy with it. I've pointed out a million times how the W's work for some reason. Whenever we see a W, there's always a lower low right before it, like this. Right here, everyone would have been telling you, oh, it's a lower low. Sell everything in short. And then it went boop, up. It went up. Billy said rumors of sailor selling caused days of dumping. No. That's just my guess that like caused Bitcoin to dump today. Because altcoins held up really well. Like Bitcoin was down 7%. Altcoins were down like 3 or 4, which is weird. Tom Solid Scout said, don't we want shorts to the upside so we can grab that liquidity? Hopefully it gets us a move up. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, let's what's cracking me up is you can tell how zoomed in certain people are, because there's like videos all over X right now that people are like, we're establishing lower lows. And I'm like, what time frame are you looking at? This is lower lows, yeah. But this is higher lows. Like, this is still very much an uptrend on ETH. Like, if you bought up here, sure, you're in a bear trend. But if you established your buys during the bear market, or like any respectable point in time, then you're well in profit. And if you're not well in profit, maybe you DCA, which is totally fine. But don't try to sell the lower low BS because you're zoomed into like the 5-minute time frame, you know what I mean? Anyways, ETH is above 3K. We probably stay above 3K for the weekend unless something crazy happens. It is weekend liquidity, so I'm personally not expecting anything volatile. Probably going to be sideways until Sunday afternoon. But we'll see what unfolds. Maybe tomorrow we have a crazy emergency live stream because something crazy happens. Solana's still lingering. Actually, Solana held up, I think, the best out of everything. It's up 1.3% right now, which is awesome. Tom Soxcoat said, JJ, you know we only buy tops here. Me and Philly were talking earlier, and he suggested a stock, and then he backtracked, and he said he didn't really like it. And he had a good reason for not liking the stock. But then I was talking to him about that mentality. Because it's dangerous. It is a dangerous mentality to get into where you just instantly think you're like, well, if a chart is way down, then it's a scam and I don't want to buy it. And that's not really the right, like, we can't just have a blanket mindset like that. And it's so easy to get into that. I do it all the time, and it sucks. And I'm trying, that's why I'm trying to talk about it. I'm trying to establish a dialogue about it, because sometimes those are the dips that are worth buying. When something is a dip worth buying, the chart usually looks like shit. Look at Solana. That was actually the example that I used. I was like, Solana going down to $5. Everyone literally thought it was a scam. You look at Solana going from like $150 down to $5. That chart looks awful. You're like, this is a scam. Why would I buy this? And look at it now. It's $140 again. Why would you buy that? You'd buy it now, though, because you think it's going to go up from here. Dream Tanks TV said, bro, the next 3-day Heikin-Ashi candle has printed red for Bitcoin, ETH, and Dogecoin, so we're going down for the next 3 days, just letting y'all know. I'm not a Heikin-Ashi guy. I really don't like Heikin-Ashi candles. And the arbitrary randomness, can I even do that? Oh, Heikin-Ashi, logarithmic. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. The next 3-day Heikin-Ashi candle has printed red for Bitcoin, ETH, and Dogecoin. So we're going down for the next 3 days, just letting y'all know. All right. But then wouldn't it pump up on Monday to close the CME gap? I mean, that's kind of a dip worth buying, my opinion. Anyways, Solana's up 1.32% on the day, currently trading at 140.75. Yesterday, we were like closing around 144. So we barely went down, which is impressive. Heikin-Ashi has saved me. That's a little dramatic. I don't like when the candles are different. Why do the candles need to be different? Just show me. Yeah, Tom Selleck's coat. I don't trust Asian candles. I only use candles that are made in America. That's so stupid. All right. What's interesting about Solana, Dream Tanks TV said, I wait to see the next 3-day print to see where to get in. So if it's green, do you just buy and then you make money? If that was the case, everyone would do it. That's the big issue. It is genuinely anyone's game. The only way you make money with technical analysis, if you take everything into consideration, you make an educated guess with a higher percentage win rate. Red means downtrend, green means trend reversal, not hard. But again, if it was genuinely that easy, everyone would do it. So why isn't everyone talking about Heikin-Ashi candles? It's not some hidden thing. Billy said, JJ, could Solana just be filling the $130 wick? Everything could be filling the wicks. And unfortunately, my dumbass could sit here and say, oh, we're filling the wicks from December or from October 10th. And technically I could still be right, but I don't think that that's technically what's happening. Dream Tank said, not everyone has 3-day. Everyone focus on 4 hours and lower. They get wrecked in Heikin-Ashi. Not everyone has the patience for 3 days. That's what I have noticed. That's another thing, the arbitrary day thing. People do 3 days. My favorite is like the 21-day people. They're like, you gotta look at the 21-day. That's what the big players use. No, it's not. No, it's not. Everybody uses something different. Not everyone's TA is right or wrong. I think people that insist that are a little bit silly. But 3 days is not going to make a difference. You can look at the 1 day and just look at it every 3 days. Like take 3 days, take 3 candles into consideration at a time. It's the same thing. Anyways, Solana's back into our triangle range wedge thing. And the lower trend line is down here at $100. So it is what it is. Dream Tank said, I only trade 3-day and has saved me, so I stick to the 3-day. If that's what works for you, man, then hell yeah, absolutely. That's the only way to do it. Find something that works for you and then stick to it. Total 3, up 0.84% on the day. Are we bouncing at 900? I don't know. I feel like it's so early to say. It looks like it wants to. See, now the 1 day will trick me. That sounds very arbitrary. I'm just saying. Billy said, JJ, what's your Solana bear market low prediction? Ooh, I think did I give a Solana? I gave a list for assets, didn't I? What the hell is that? Get out of here. My Solana bear market is 50. Solana bear market is 50. So this is, we determined this not too long ago. And I'm going to stick by it. Also, I would like to point out really quick on the daily, if you want to shrink it down to 3-day in your brain, go ahead. On the daily, I'm being a smartass. Just, I apologize. On the weekly, my fractal looks delicioso, if I do say so myself. I think I'm allowed to say that as well. I'm Italian. I'm assuming it's... I said it with an Italian accent, in case you were wondering. Or French. I'm also French. So pick one. But yeah, fractal looks amazing. Watch this. We go boop, 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 boop. And it's going to make those noises as well as those candles occur. You just... It happens over a longer period of time, so you can't really hear it. We do have red dots, which is interesting. The red dots are new. No, they're not. No, they are not. We got a red dot here. It didn't mean nothing. We got a red dot here. Technically, this one is the most meaningful so far because we got a little boop to the downside out of that red dot. But, again, the fractal, which is literally just this price action, by the way, looks pretty dang good. Pretty dang good. Now, I will say, if we do establish this trend, then this will be a uptrend, which is technically a bearish pattern. Could it break to the upside? That'd be sick. Will it? I have no idea. I would not be surprised, and I don't want to change predictions here, but if Bitcoin went to like 70 grand last bull market, I feel like maybe 140, 150 is not unheard of. I like 200, but if we are going towards 200, we're probably going to stop short. Just to get the maximum amount of troll power out of the price action, if you will. I would also like to point out really quick for everyone to take a very good hard look at the volume here. Volume was amazing. Started to crap out a little bit. Plateaued, and now it's completely fallen off of a cliff. There is no volume here since April. Since April. So if you think about that, let's take that into consideration. Maybe the volume is the indicator that we're supposed to be looking at here. If we have bear market volume from April, what if we are in a bear market and people just aren't dumping so fast? So April 2026, the bull market begins anew. What if that's what's happening right now? That could be. And if that was the case, then guess what? You got like 6 months, 5 months, 6 months. Gourmet Breads Brooklyn just moved to Cornerville. Thank you very much, my friend. Welcome. Welcome to Cornerville. Everybody celebrate. I have a soundboard here. Hold on. The question is this still plugged in? Did you guys hear that? I don't think it did anything. Hold on. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do laughter. No. I don't think it's making any noise. Well, that's kind of upsetting. I got to get a proper soundboard. Or like keyboard commands for a soundboard. Just imagine everybody laughed. When welcome to Cornerville, everyone's like, ha ha ha, yay. Also, the first button was awesome. It's like a weird little soundboard that I got for Christmas from like Walmart. All right, let's get back down to the 4 hour. Let's go through our charts, guys. Cheers for sure. I got my chai latte today, so let's cheers to that. Cheers. Cheers. It's a little bit cold. All right, so Dream Tanks, I got a question. Next 3 days, you mean like Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Or Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Because I want to put it on the chart. Because so far, I don't know, I like having our input from viewers on the chart. We got this 0.786. This guy disappeared. But so far we did retrace to that. So, I mean, if we rebound from here, I'm going to call that right. I'm going to say that that dude was, like, nailed it. We got John Gregory's guess for the Bitcoin bottom, which is at 88K. You said yes, but I... okay, thank you. I was like, I gave you 2 options and you just said yes. All right, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So then, yeah, the CME gap would be into consideration after that. I'm going to put... what am I going to put? A vertical line. We've got Saturday, Sunday, and then bam. So let's see if this ends up being red. From today, well, I guess it would make sense, actually, yeah. So right here, we would need to close above this. I'm going to make this purple and thick and purple. And same here, purple and thick. And same here, thick and purple. All right, so this is your window right here. If you close above this, then it was not red. Well, I guess we would have to get above this and stay above it. Does that make sense? We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it. Can I put text here? I can. Okay. Dream Tanks TV. Dream Tanks says we'll be below this through Sunday, which is 14, 15, 16, 16th. All right, I like it. Let's see what happens. Sweet. Can I make this? I feel like this doesn't fit the text. Let me copy this text. Copy. Well, no, it's got to be below that line. I'll just leave it. It's fine. Okay. We went through total 3. ADA's up 1.5% today, or in the day, yeah, since the close as well. We got 50 reacting at 50, which is exactly what I was looking for. I hope it continues to bounce off of that. If not, my, like, Hail Mary is 47.48. And then the it's time to give up line. Maybe a bit of a morbid name, but it's whatever. Maybe we'll call it the find something else to do for a little while line. Is at 42 cents. And by a little while, I mean like 6 to 8 months. So right now, though, we're at 50.63. Hopefully, we can rebound and get above $3 so that I can take less selfies, because I'm kind of getting sick of it. Just so you guys are aware, I've been taking a selfie every single day for almost a full year. And the idea is that I'm going to be taking a selfie until ADA hits its all-time high again. Which I'm still in the boat that it will happen. But I'm on day 349 was today. So I am 16 days away from a full year. I'm 16 days away from my 1-year anniversary of taking selfies every single day like a maniac. I thought I started at the perfect time to make it just like maybe 100, a little more than 100 days. Nope, absolutely not. Snack is also rejecting 20 again, which makes me sad. We got below it. We got back above it. Support. Broke. Resistance. Continuing to the downside. Again, makes me sad, but it is what it is. What are you going to do? I'm at the point now where I'm just blindly throwing money at it, buying the dip like a drug addict. I feel like that's the only way at this point. I have to treat it like... I don't know, treat it like money pit. I should have bought a damn lotto ticket today. Dang it. I think I still got time. I gotta make it up to the gas station. XRP is up 1.17% on the day, currently trading at 227.04. Dream Tank said I posted those 3 charts on my X account and called this falls 6 days ago. I think also because of the 3-day. Okay. I don't remember when I was like, I should short. It was right before October 10th. It was right around here. I was like, I'm going to open up a short on XRP, and I didn't do it. It was right around here, and then everything went bam. I would have made so much money, and I could have held that. I could have held that this whole time, and I would have made even more money. So I'm a little butthurt, a little underwhelmed at my lack of conviction in my... I need to get better at shorting is my problem. And watch, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get better at shorting. I'm going to become a short king, if you will. I'm going to become a short king, and then, much like Lord Farquaad himself, and then we're going to enter, like, parabolic phase of a proper bull market. I'm gonna erase all of the bullish upwards be good at longing things in my brain. I'm gonna become an expert at shorting, a short king, if you will. And we're gonna enter a parabolic super cycle bull market. And then I'm gonna be like, ooh, guys, we're shorting the whole time, and I'm gonna miss out on everything. That's what's gonna happen. So XRP, if I wanted to try to sell you some bull smoke up your butt, I would tell you this broke out, retested, got a little fake out below, retested again, and you're going down for another retest before you explode to the upside. If I was trying to be bearish, I would tell you that you've rejected several times now this 257 mark, and you have almost no strength holding above 250. And that is why the price is so weak right now. And volume is falling off going into the weekend. So you're probably looking at a $2 test, maybe $2.10, but we'll see. H bar, that's what I'm going to do. For today, I'm going to give you my bullish and bearish case. I'm trying to sell you bull, I'm trying to sell you bear. H bar, trying to sell you bull. Again, just like the XRP thing, you broke out of this wedge. You retested once, you're going down for a second retest, and then you're going to explode off of that. That second retest probably going to converge with that 14-cent line. H-bar also has the ETF. So take that into consideration. You broke bearish out of whatever the hell this is. Trying to sell you bear. I'm going to tell you rejected 20 again. Couldn't get above it this time. Rejected this time. You're going down to 14. Unfortunately, bull and bear both call for 14. Well, I guess bull, you got a green dot. Confirmed green dot on Market Cipher. And you did enter oversold on the RSI. So there's potential there. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, I feel your pain when Dash was at 150 and oversaturated. I wanted to short and regret it. Dude, I will say the most missed opportunities I've had in crypto besides the NFTs is shorting. I've missed so many shorts to the point where I've consulted my fiance. Like, I'll be sitting up at night and I'm like, I really think I should open a short. And she's like, straight face, she goes, do it. And I'm like, no, because what if it goes up? That's my excuse every time. What if it goes up? What am I going to do if it goes up? The same thing you're going to do if you long and it goes down, dumbass. It's silly. I need to invert the charts. That's what I need to do. NFT is definitely my biggest fumble, though. I had an opportunity to buy Crypto Bats, which at the time, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne was like endorsing, and I had no idea. They didn't announce the endorsement until after the mint had begun. I literally had my mouse hovering over the mint button. It was $50. I had the money. I didn't need the money. It was like extra money, but I was like, that seems like so much money, which I've spent more money on NFTs now than $50 back then. And I didn't do it. I hesitated. I decided not to. And guess what the floor price was a week later? $15,000. I fumbled $15,000 in profit to save $50 that I didn't really need. So now I'm a lot more risk on. Not with NFTs. I'm still kind of a stickler with NFTs, especially now since volume's pretty much dried up. But with crypto, I'm not willing. I've talked about it 1,000 times. My bull bear risk reward scenario, the downside risk stops at 0. And this sounds like some like brainwashed bull speech from Michael Saylor, but this is just truly how I feel. The downside risk stops at 0. The upside risk is infinite. And I say the word risk because if I don't own any of these assets and they go up, that is me not making any money. So it's the equivalent to a risk for me. SWE up 1.75% on the day. If I was trying to sell you bull, I would tell you that you broke out, retested, broke back in, support, broke out. You're doing your second retest. You're about to explode. And that retest happens to be very close to the convergence of these 2 points, which have a little bit of confluence. I could probably also sell you this. Some semblance of this downtrend. Actually, that looks way better. So this is a downtrend, which eventually breaks bullish, right? You are also oversold, and you got to confirm green dot on market cipher on the 4-hour time frame, which is huge. That's my bull. My bear is you got to fake out above, second fake out above, rejected 223. Back here, you rejected 275. And right here, you couldn't even get high enough to hit 250. Didn't even have the strength. So, bull target. Bull target, I'd like to see 250. Mid to long term. Short term, let's at least get back above $2. The bear target, we're probably looking at $1.50 or $1.25. Billy said, whatever happened to Frank Fractal? Frank Fractal is not a thing. There's Frankie Candles. I'm the Fractal Farquad. I will say, though, I've thought of Frankie Fractal, but my name's not Frankie. So, Frankie Candles is Frankie Candles, so that's kind of all-encompassing. I feel like Frank Fractal could be a cousin. I don't think I have anyone in my family named Frank. We have a Fred. We have a Fred who's married into my step family. There's no Franks, though. Interesting. You guys remember the Fred meme from I Am Legend? Where Will Smith is like, what the hell are you doing here, Fred? So good. The Chatter Frank Fractal. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, Philly. Ando. Ando's up 1.6% on the day. Ooh, Ando actually looks relatively decent. So you have this little W thing. I say relatively decent. Meanwhile, everything else is well above this triangle. Ando is below it right now. Like, below pretty much both lines. It's below the upper and lower line. That being said, it's above 50 cents. It is below 58.86, but what are you going to do? You got a green dot on your momentum wave. Bullish case, let's see if we can get back above 70. Bearish case, we're probably going down to 50 at least. Gourmet Brand of Brooklyn said Clayton Candles. Stop. Clayton, that name literally haunts me. Billy said, Jesus effing Christ, JJ. This is what chatter is. There was a guy in the stream with the username of Frank Fractal. Oh. Like he wasn't a streamer. He was just, there was somebody in the chat. Don't act like I know your context, Philly. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You gotta give me a little more context, man. Like my boss. He's like, did you get this, this, and that done? I'm like, no. He's like, why not? I'm like, you didn't tell me to do those things. What are you talking about? This is the first I've heard of it. He'll call me. He'll be like, that job, we got to get this, this, and that. And I'm like, who? He's like, Lupe's there. And I'm like, where? He's like, the job in Chesterfield. I'm like, I don't know what job that is. He's like, oh, I didn't tell you? I'm like, no. What are you talking about, man? I need some context. Out of control. Anyways, Ando, we talked about Arrow's up 1.22% on the day. Struggling, though. Arrow got really bullish and really bearish several times already. I feel like it's dumb to not buy this dip at this point. But, I don't know. What do we got? We got 1. I guess I'm going to call that 1, 2. This is going to be the third test of that 76 line. If we hold that, I mean, this thing might go nuts. Billy said new username. Clayton. Clayton Clitoris is great, dude. That actually reminds me of Clinton. Bill Clitoris. It's a great one. Good one for sure. Okay, I'm looking at a potential bullish cross of the moving average coming up, and I don't know, I like the wick right here, indicative of some buy pressure. If my lines get a little too crazy, let me know. I can shut them off. I like this wick right here, indicative of some buying pressure. And, I mean, what would I say about this? If we zoom out, does it look bullish? I don't know. I really don't. It's hard to tell. I want to say yes, but it kind of doesn't. Like I'm seeing this expanding. I don't know. It's called like a bullish trumpet pattern, but I've never even heard of that until recently. There's higher highs, and the lows are all at the same price level at 76. So it's just interesting. We got a green dot. We got red dots on Market Cipher. Green dot, red dot. It's just nonstop. It is oversold or almost oversold on the momentum wave and your RSI. I don't know. Let's see if it holds 76 for that test. Pin link struggling, 1703. Honestly, I might just buy this just because it's so freaking low. But it does seem to not care and to just continue going lower. I don't know. I don't know. Pin link's another anomaly for me. Render is up 1.04% on the day. Let's see if it holds 2. 2 is going to be a big level for render. If it doesn't hold 2, it's probably going to 0. You got a red dot right here at the Pico top. Yeah, should I just short this? I feel like shorting this is a no-brainer. Mr. Roberts said, hello, Nut Tuggers. Hey, JJ, what's going on? Mr. Roberts, how you doing, my friend? Cheers. Another chai latte sip. I'm so afraid I'm going to bonk my tooth one day on stream. Gourmet Brands Booking said, tugging along in this wonderful Black Friday sale. Make sure you guys smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Stellar is up 1.7% on the day. Are we going to hold this similar level around 260, 250 that we've held before? See, the patterns go out the window. The patterns really do go out the window. We definitely got something going on here. And I don't know, is this a descending broadening wedge? That actually looks good. For a descending broadening wedge, I like that. 2 points of confluence on the top, 3 on the bottom. Let's call that. We can even probably pull that down for 3 on the top. So descending broadening wedge, potential bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI coming up. A lot of coiling going on. I like that. Red dot on the momentum wave, but we are almost oversold. Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited to get my DCA done today. Billy said Black Friday sale. I'm calling for a bear market beginning. Mr. Robert said, hey, gourmet. We will. So Sunday's going to be interesting because Bitcoin literally has to close above this, our best case scenario, because there's simple moving average and exponential moving average. Best case scenario, exponential I think is up here at like 103. I would like to see Bitcoin close above 100, preferably above 109.52, because that's where the 50 simple moving average is. Billy said I'm waiting for Solana to go back to $8. I mean, what's nice is if, and I don't want to say it because I hate the word, but if we are going into a bear market, we at least know what that entails. Right now, we feel like we're on the precipice, on the tip of a bull, and price goes down a little bit, everything starts to crash. Everyone's just been miserable and impatient this entire time. I genuinely, truly feel sentiment was like 25 times better at bear market lows when all of these prices were like 3 to 4 times lower than they are right now. Billy said any trend reversal will be if there's a rate cut. The jobs data is so up in the air too, which sucks. That like they threw such a huge wrench in the data. I don't think the Fed has a choice. I think they're going to have to cut after the 15,000 jobs that Verizon cut yesterday. I think the Fed's going to have to cut. I really do. Gourmet said bear sideways market until March, then Powell is out, and the tides will turn for bull market until 2027. My long-term prediction. Thank you. Thank you, Gourmet Brands Brooklyn. I've been calling 2026, and I feel like a lot more people are on board now than they were back then. And I get it. I haven't, we talked about it a lot at the beginning of the year. I've sprinkled it in the stream from time to time. I don't want it to be true because I want to have a bull market right now. We've been waiting for so damn long. But that's the big reason why I'm not panicking, why I'm not shaking in my boots, selling my bags, freaking out, calling for a bear market. I believe in the business cycle. I believe the 4-year cycle was coincidental. And I believe that 2026 is going to be our year. I think 2026 is going to be a great year for everything. Mr. Robert said I'm heavy on Solana. Spot average is still good for me, but the ETF is balancing my average to the downside. And then he also said, Sphinx Diggus. Mr. Robert's casting a spell. Philly said we're impatient because we didn't have an alt season. We had an alt season last bull run because people used their stimulus checks to buy alts. There wasn't that much money, though. Look up the amount that the stimulus checks actually cost for the government. That's how much, if you put that whole amount into crypto, I bet you there's been more money put into crypto today than there was back then. Retail is gone. I don't think this is a retail-driven market at all. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, I want one now too, but this cycle is different. Exactly. And that's what sucks, is the impatience in my brain is like, well, I'm not going to talk about 2026 because I want there to be an alt season right now. I want there to be a bull market right now. Everyone called me crazy a year ago when I was saying, I don't think we've entered a bull market yet. They're like, what do you mean? Bitcoin's literally 100K, idiot. And maybe Bitcoin's in its own bull market. I think Bitcoin reached a fair valuation. I think Bitcoin reached what it was truly worth at 100K. And I think in the bull market, it's going to go way higher. If way higher is 150 to 200 or 500, I have no clue. Nor do I really care, because I would like more than a 5x. Am I greedy because of that? Probably. But you're supposed to be greedy when others are fearful. And people are fearful right now. Billy said, plus liquidity was sucked out of the proper alts and people bought stupid meme rugs. I disagree with that as well. I do. Just based on market cap, total market cap, total 2 and total 3. I think it seems that way. I think that's an easy excuse to put out there. And I think that's what a lot of people have been running with. They're like, well, the meme coins sucked up all the liquidity. But that's not what happened, because you would see it reflected in total 2, total 3, others dominance, all that stuff. And we've seen none of that. I don't think that there's as much liquidity in the meme coins as we think that there is. And that's because, and I explained this before too, with OHM and ICP, it's easy to manipulate our market cap. The market cap does not necessarily mean there's that much money in that asset. Which goes back to the $8,000. The easiest way to describe it is the $8,000 wick on Binance US for Bitcoin when Bitcoin was 65 grand. That wick had nothing to do with market cap at all. That wick was solely based on available liquidity and somebody smashing market buy. Or, I'm sorry, somebody smashing market sell when somebody else had a buy order at $8,000. That low liquidity is that buy order at 8K. That was the earliest buy order. Somebody smashed market sell. It wicked down to 8K, instantly went back up to its proper price because of oracles. But some lucky bastard got a Bitcoin, maybe a whole one, maybe a fraction, for $8,000. And was instantly in like 8x profits, which is freaking awesome. But at the same time, some idiot who smashed market sell on Binance US sold their Bitcoin for 8 grand, which sucks. They were probably panic selling in the first place. And then they got like 5 times less what they actually wanted for their asset, which is awful. Could you imagine that happening? Pickle Rick 9 said I'm running out of money. That's another issue that I see. And another reason why I think I'm so comfortable right now. I've just been busting my ass at work, man. I'm not spending as much time on the charts as I would like, but I'm putting that time into work, side gigs, just generating that income. Focus on what you can control. And what you can control is how much money you're making. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes you got to watch a video on JJ's Cryptic Corner about how to make $1,200 a day doing snow removal in the winter. Sometimes that's just what you got to do. Or realistic side gigs, which are genuinely realistic. Polkadot was a big surprise for me today. It held up really good yesterday. It looks decent today. And I think this is one of those scenarios where it's just been stuck in this range for so long that the price action looks good. Because everything else is like dumping down to this level. And Polkadot's been in this level already, so it's just been doing this. Does that make sense? Philly said, OMG, can you imagine selling at 40K and only getting 8K? That's the sad part of market sell. Exactly, Philly, exactly. That's why you can't panic market sell like that, especially on Binance US. You got to make sure you're on an exchange with like high liquidity. You got to look at the order book, man. Look at the order book. That's crazy. I would be so pissed. Like, imagine right now, some guy's like, oh my gosh, Bitcoin's under 100K. I have one whole Bitcoin. I need to sell. They hit market sell, and the next buy orders at like $4,000. Let's just call it 30K. You're freaking out. You're like, oh my gosh, market sell. And the price goes, boop. And you're like, you look and you're like, you're calling the exchange. You're like, I just sold a whole Bitcoin, and the price is at 95K. But I only have 20K in my account. And then they would have to explain to you why you're an idiot for smashing market sell. And then you'd just be embarrassed. I think the embarrassment would actually be worse than the amount of money that you'd lose. Mr. Roberts said, I was so wrong that the October 10th satisfied the market maker's appetite / ability to shake that effing tail down this far. My last big buy was at 83K. I'm selling the rest there if it gets there soon. That's fair. You got a plan, man. You got to stick to your plan. Stick to your plan. I will say, and I don't know, take this any way that you want. I was pretty butthurt about my stock portfolio yesterday, and I was thinking about pivoting, moving stuff around or whatever. I decided not to. I left it alone because, again, what am I going to do with that money? I don't have any need for that money right now. And this isn't me trying to sway anyone's decision, but I relaxed. I let it go, and today my portfolio bounced back quite significantly, and I'm happy with that again. Like, it bounced back a lot. I was down bad yesterday, and today I'm doing great. So there's a lesson in there. There's a lesson on both sides always. Billy said, "Wow, that was some do to manipulate the buyers." Is that what some do to manipulate the buyers? What? The market sell, market buy? Could be. Okay. Where were we? I'm just gonna skip around now. Fartcoin's up 6.23%, which is interesting, but it's also down like 1,000%, which is impossible. CAS looks like ass. It's at 45. Avalanche up 2% on the day, struggling to get back above 1597. I would like to hold 15. If not, then we're definitely going down to this 13, this legacy trend line. Chainlink is up 2.24% on the day. Let's see if we can get it back above 1441. Hopefully, eventually 15. Otherwise, look for 10, man. Look for 10. What else? Silver got a little wake-up call. My top estimate, my target at 52 hit. We went a little bit higher. And then I drew this line because we got a rejection here. Right there, specifically on the 4-hour. And I was like, uh-oh, there's bearish div. And that bearish div was a lower high and a higher high on the RSI. That is bearish divergence. Now, technically, I could actually fix this now. And I could put this up here. And that is still lower price, higher RSI, which is by definition bearish divergence. That bearish divergence is the right kind as well. It does showcase the price eventually going down over time while the RSI continues to go up. So you have to keep that in mind as well. And I'm not saying that silver is done. What I am saying, though, is that it might do a extended little sideways blue ball sesh that freaks everybody out, gets a lot of little weenies to sell, and then eventually maybe it explodes to the upside because it's in a giant flag. No idea. Literally no clue what's going to happen. I just drew all of that. I made it all up. But it's a possibility. It's an idea. It's a concept. It's a fractal, if you will. But $50 right now, $50.51 chilling. If it goes down to like 40, I'm probably going to buy. I don't see it going down that far. I might even buy if it gets close to 45. Is I going to be buying the top? Maybe. Do I care? Not really. Again, this is money that I can afford to lose. It's my spare money every week. That's the point. Mr. Robbers, read that. Philly said, yep, I read that too. Pickle Rick said, there is an upside to this, boys. This feels like a bottom. Everyone is freaking out. Everyone is freaking out. Let's do this. Silver, DXY, still actually looks like crap, which is interesting. Strategy also looks like crap. It's sitting at 200, though. It might be holding 200. We'll have to see. NASDAQ, potential double bottom setup. Same with the S&P. We'll have to see what Monday brings, but for now, we look great. Keep in mind as well, the NASDAQ right here, this was record-breaking. This 61.47, and we're at 67.34 right now. Everyone needs to relax. Everyone, please press F in the chat. Pay your respects to the Ass Fractal and Ass Fractal 2.0 on the S&P 500. Did we trade it? No, we did not, but we were certainly right. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Bitcoin dominance 59.39 continuing to plummet. Let's see if alts wake up here and we get a monstrous start to alt season, the start of something new, if you will. Fear and greed is what I wanted to take a look at. Not Facebook. Fear and greed. 10, guys. This is what I was looking for. We looked at the 1 year. Last time we were at this was at February 27th, 2025. Let's go take a look at that. February 27th, 2025. So this year, right here, we looked at this yesterday. This is February 24th to the 27th. February 24th, we were fine. We were right at 49.50. That's neutral. 27th, we were at 10. The lowest I think the index has ever been. And that is literally this right here. Now, Bitcoin did wick lower right here as well. It wicked lower. It rebounded really nicely. It got a lower low. And then it chopped sideways. Another lower low. Everyone, I promise you, people opened up mega buco shorts here at both of these. And guess what? They got liquidated. They got liquidated because the number go up. Every single time. It works the same exact way. And what do you know? The fractal is from that exact point in time where that occurred. Not even joking. It lines up perfectly. I'm just saying. Fear and greed is at 10. This is the lowest I think it has ever been. I'm lying. It is not the lowest it's ever been. Apparently it's been at like 5 or 4 or something. I'm not allowed to see. It doesn't go to that. But 10 is almost consistently a bottom. 10, look at this. We got 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 5, right? 8 or 9. Yep, 9, 9. Bunch of 10s, 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s, 10, 10. I'm just saying. If you look at history, fear and greed, this is potential for a huge bottom. Take it with a grain of salt. Make your own decisions, you know. None of this is financial advice. CoinMarketCap's fear and greed is at 16. What do we got? This is all? Okay, so last time it was this low was March, April. March 15th, 16th, April 6th. Right here. March, April. So CoinMarketCap is right here, here, and here at 16. And the Crypto Fear and Greed Index is here and here at 10. There's correlations everywhere. Bottom, CoinMarketCap. Bottom, Crypto Fear and Greed. Same exact thing. I'm just saying. Bet one that bet two said SPY on the 3-day. I don't know if I have access to the 3-day. I'm poor. We're the bear market, don't you know? 4 hour. Back to the 4 hour. Yeah, Bitcoin's up 1.18% on the day. Look at this, guys. Just like that. Number go up. I'm in a long right now. What did you know? I'm up 9.38%. I am in a long right now. Dream Tank said that's what the charts are saying. Dream Tank said everyone is in up hopium right now. Also, I don't leverage trade. I only spot swing trade, so I will never get liquidated. That is also a huge lesson. I use like anywhere from like 1 to 5% of my portfolio for trading. The rest cannot be liquidated. It blows my mind, and I almost feel bad for this guy, because somewhere along the lines, someone tricked him into thinking that this was a good idea. There was a man on October 10th that made a post that he lost his life savings, and I think it was over $250,000 that he had accumulated over 6 years of dollar cost averaging into a leverage position for some crazy reason, and it got liquidated on October 10th along with everyone else. Why on earth would you ever dollar cost average? And just the fees alone would kill you. He would have probably made more money buying spot. I feel so bad that somebody was, I don't know, thought that something somewhere along the lines convinced this man that that was a good idea to dollar cost average into a leveraged long position, and he lost 6 years of dollar cost average. That's insane. Just putting that much money onto an exchange alone, onto a centralized exchange alone, is crazy. Billy said, what was fear and greed on last bear market? Okay, so during the bear market, isn't that insane, Dream Tanks? I might have been making up the $250,000 part. It might have been more money than that. I have no idea. I might not even know the dollar amount. I know for sure that it was 6 years. All right, Philly bear market. Let's go anywhere from November 22 to January 23. That is the bear market bottom right here. Bitcoin was like 15, 16K. Which, by the way, when Bitcoin was this low, I called my mother. I left her a voicemail, and I said, you told me when to tell you to buy Bitcoin. Now is the time. She asked me about it up here. I was like, don't. You need to wait. And then it went, took a big poop. I called her, left her a voicemail. She didn't pick up. She didn't call me back. And then after that, every single milestone, I text her, Bitcoin's at 20K. Bitcoin's at 30. Bitcoin's at 40. Bitcoin's at 45, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I don't know. She decided to never give a shit. November 2022 to January 2023. Let's go. I can't go 1 year. We're at 2021. March, April, May, November. November 22. Right here. 25, 24. The lowest it got was 20. And then January was around 25, 30. So right here, Philly. There's your bear market. Now, the beginning of the bear market, May, let's call it April, May. No, we'll call it May. We did get below 10 in May and June. And then right here, January 8th, 2022, we were at 10. which is like right around here. They don't anticipate crash wicks. Dream Tank said that's a 6-year lesson for him. Yeah, that's an expensive one, dude. Doctors go to college for 8 years. Probably don't spend that much. The time is more expensive than the money, unfortunately. Philly said they moved their spot into a 2 or 3x thinking they triple their buying power. They don't anticipate the crash wicks. Who thinks there's going to be a Black Swan event? Are you asking, or are you like making a statement regarding the people dollar cost averaging into leverage positions like maniacs? You should always anticipate the possibility. Look at the volume. Just look at the difference in volume right here. Seriously. Volume's great, amazing. Volume looks good. Good. It fell pretty low right here, but it built up really good. Great volume. Good. It started to peter out, and boom. Gone. No volume. What the hell happened in April, from April 1st? Was that the tariffs? Whoa! It was the tariffs. When was Liberation Day? Liberation Day, U.S. tariffs. April 2nd. Holy shit! Guys, I feel like I just discovered the moon. April 2nd. I just blew my own mind. Freaking out, guys. April 2nd destroyed the liquidity. They liberated us from liquidity. Liberation Day? More like Liquidation Day. For real, though. Liquidity has been gone since then. What the F, Don? Okay. I'm kind of blew my own mind just now. Dream Tank said, I think we will get more fear. Billy said, I'm making a statement, not asking. Okay, thank you for the clarification. Dream Tank said, I think we will get more fear. Gourmet Brands Brooklyn said, April 2nd. Dream Tank said, chart says more fear coming. LOL. Stop on the chart. You're almost as bad as the moon people.
Spy divergence on the weekly.
Okay, I'll go check it out. Bet one, then bet two. $2 super chat. Appreciate you, my friend. Divergence on the weekly. Are you talking about the bearish div? Everyone's been talking about this. Bearish div on the weekly. There is bearish div on the weekly. You're not wrong. You are not wrong, my friend. Let's get rid of the drawings. Just for sanity here. Yeah. You can see RSI going down. Pretty uniform. Price going up. Now, what I will say about this. Bearish divergence. This bearish divergence does point out that there is going to be a downtrend. That downtrend is playing out as we speak. It called this downtrend right here. You got this bearish div. And it currently called this downtrend right here. You got this bearish div. Downtrend. Now with that, the price, because of the, not because of it, but the bearish divergence, this type, whether it's hidden or otherwise, I don't remember, does allow the price to go up further. This bearish divergence basically just shows that there's going to be a short-term downtrend and a longer-term uptrend, because the price is going to continue up while the RSI continues down. Keep that in mind. What's going to happen when Bitcoin bounces up, or maybe it doesn't bounce up, but the fact that it could be maybe at 80K with oversold weekly divergence or oversold weekly RSI, what's going to happen then? Because that's the equivalent of this right here. Last time weekly RSI was oversold, Bitcoin was $20,000. Herman in the chat said, make sure you guys subscribe and smash the like button. Thank you very much, Herman, for not scamming my viewers like a loser. Degenair said, yet we still made another all-time high, though. Exactly. That's my point. That is my point. That divergence does not dictate the start of a bear market. The divergence basically tells you that there's going to be a reaction in the chart, short term or otherwise. And that's a relative. Short term on the weekly could be weeks long. You know what I mean? Not 52 weeks, though. It takes 52 weeks for the bear market to play out. Look at this. We're on the weekly. Let's just call it right here. 52. 52 is right there. Look at that. So if you would have waited from the very bottom when the price, let's say when it turns oversold, when your RSI goes oversold on the weekly, 52 weeks later you buy. Look at that. That's basically the bottom. That is a pretty safe bet. I'm not saying that's going to work out every single time. Herman, unfortunately, is a bot. Yes, he did not say those things. He said some really nasty things about a scam coin. I was trying to protect you guys, but you're smarter than that. I'm so mind blown right now at this liquidity thing. I was not expecting to see that with my own two eyes. But yeah, the divergence, if it was the other divergence where the price was lower and the RSI was higher, then I would tell you, yes, that's bad because that means the RSI is going to continue to go higher while the price is going to continue to go lower. But that's not the case. And it works the opposite way with bullish divergence as well. Yeah, look at these little rebounds right now. 2%. Oh my gosh, guys. We are so back. Let's go. I should have made my thumbnail with stupid Tony Soprano face where it's stupid. All right, news articles. This is a long stream. We're an hour in, we haven't even gone through news articles. Crypto Fear and Greed 16. This bad boy is 10. I'm excited for 10. I was actually kind of pissed that we didn't get 10 yesterday. But 10 today, I will accept. I like 10 today. 10 today is pretty sick. All right, news articles, guys. We got $300 million worth of crypto longs liquidated in the past 10 minutes, 21 hours ago. Oh, excuse me. I got a little bit of gas. A little bit of chai latte. Chai latte burps. Tether CEO Paolo Arduino says it's Bitcoin Black Friday. Look how excited he looks in this picture. He's like a young Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor said there's no truth to rumors of strategy selling Bitcoin. He also said allegedly they bought every single day this week, which is pretty sick. Bitcoin fell under 95K. We know that. It is currently sitting at 95,421. So what do you say to that, Watcha Guru? This is hilarious. Eric Trump says stay out of crypto if you can't handle volatility. You know how many moon boys were probably pissed when they're probably like, F you, Eric Trump. F you. That shit's hilarious. Michael Saylor says strategy bought Bitcoin every day this week. GigaChad Energy. President Trump, are you ready? I bet you this is going to be a partial reason as to why the liquidity is going to start to spike on the weekly. President Trump signs executive order removing tariffs entirely on beef, coffee, and other goods to lower grocery costs. Just a blanket removal on these goods. That, you're not going to convince me that's not going to at least bring some liquidity back. Jay Shear said, yo, sup family, missed you, JJ. I missed you too, my friend. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn. Yep, I read that. Mr. Roberts said, hey, JJ. Or, nope, he said, hey, Jay. Jay Shear 2.0 said, yo. And he saluted. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. The executive order removing tariffs, that was 3 hours ago. That's huge news. I don't think the market's really reacted to that yet. I don't think we're going to really see a good reaction or like a meaningful absorption of that liquidity into the market until Monday, Tuesday, some point next week. I don't think we're entering a bear market. I'm going to stand firm on that. I really am. Marty Party. We got a couple of paragraphs from Marty Party. People understand a monetary transfer is extremely volatile. When one asset is sold for another, example A to B, and B is correlated to A, Bitcoin is correlated to the S&P 500, then B will experience similar volatility to A until the transfer is complete. We will see this over the next quarters, expect volatility. Holding the asset in self-custody is the lowest risk. Holding the asset on centralized exchange or through proxy ETF DAT is medium risk. Betting on a direction using perpetual futures under leverage is high risk. We have seen this. A third of $1 trillion has been extracted from gamblers already in 2024 or 2025. Be extremely careful with your capital. Don't F this up. And we got another one. He posted, not immediately, he posted this 8 hours afterwards. Maybe he took a nap. He said, people, we are investing in the future. Don't expect to get rich quick. Invest in high utility, high quality, adopted assets and keep them in self-custody. There is a massive wealth transfer coming between December 2025 and 2028. It will be full of bumps and bruises. If you are in crypto to get rich quick, you will get poor quicker. There is an arms race to own the dominant networks. Do not keep your wealth in unproven, speculative, unregulated, unadopted assets. Dominance is fundamental. Usage, adoption, speed, engineering, quality, not marketing, promises, and expectations. There is also a complete disconnect between dollar pricing and the underlying software. Until the markets are globally regulated, it is the Wild West. I have narrated this for years. The manipulation of the prices will create illusions. Don't fall for it. Stick to the fundamentals. You were warned. And that also goes back to stuff like, unfortunately, Ohm and I'm gonna say ICP, where the price is made to look really great and they launch at these crazy high valuations and market caps, and then over time they just bleed out and eventually dissipate into nothingness and maximum liquidity is extracted, allegedly. Marty Party also posted Fed Moran says data supports rate cuts and should make Fed more dovish. The Moran playbook will be realized. Tether in talks to lead €1 billion funding round for Neura Robotics. Tether Holdings, the issuer of the world's largest stablecoin USDT, is reportedly in advanced discussions to lead a €1 billion investment round in Neura Robotics, a German startup specializing in cognitive and humanoid robotics. The deal, first reported by the Financial Times on November 14, 2025, would value Neura at 8 to 10 billion and mark Tether's latest move to diversify beyond crypto into high-growth AI and robotics sectors. This potential investment comes amid Tether's banner year, with the company posting record profits exceeding $5.2 billion in the first half of 2025 alone, driven by surging interest in stablecoins and treasury yields. Tether has been aggressively expanding its portfolio, including prior stakes in Bitcoin mining and renewable energy, positioning itself as a major player in tech infrastructure. Now, riddle me this. 2-3 years ago, everyone would have had you convinced that Tether was a scam based on where they were located, the people that built it, and I don't know, shady practices or something. I don't know. There was a bunch of really weird, very intricate, very sophisticated FUD around Tether and how it was going to collapse and it was going to lead to the collapse of cryptocurrency. How have they gone from that to suddenly being a prominent player in they're basically like the cryptocurrency version of Nvidia. They're investing into everything and they're pulling in record profit numbers. They're not even publicly traded yet. Now, what's going on with strategy? Is that not a very similar concept? I guess there's a difference. There's a big key difference, but Tether's stablecoin strategy is Bitcoin. You could do the math yourself. That's just my opinion. John Gregory said, so is he considering Avalanche a high-quality asset? I'm hoping so. Oh, Marty Party is very much a Solana SWE guy, specifically. I like Avalanche. I don't know if he has an opinion on it. He's got some weird opinions sometimes when it comes to specific assets, but he's a smart guy. I also think he's I think he's a DJ. Cryptocurrencies got filled with people from all walks of life, so don't judge. Solana ETF news. As I said yesterday, Van X Solana Spot ETF has been certified today for listing on the NASDAQ by the SEC. This will go live. Let's freaking go. Kobe SC letter posted $1.2 billion of crypto positions have been liquidated over the last 24 hours. That was 14 hours ago. Pretty intense, pretty spicy. Brooks in the chat said, smash the like button and subscribe if you are new. Thank you, Brooks. John Greg, okay, J Shear 2.0 said, I remember Tether literally became compliant the last day before got kicked out of existence. I think that they were too. I think it is literally them being too big to fail. Buster also said, make sure you guys smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. Kobe SC letter posted, crypto markets have now erased 1.1 trillion since October 6th. Very cool. Not cool, actually. That's crazy. October 6th, crypto market cap nears 4.3 trillion. November 14th, crypto erases 1.1 trillion. So we were at 3.2. Interesting. The U.S. Labor Department says they are unsure if they will be able to release October CPI inflation data. Interesting. Kobe SC letter posted 2-day losses in big tech stocks. Palantir minus 11, Tesla minus 10.5, Intel minus 9, AMD minus 8, Oracle minus 7, Nvidia minus 6, Alphabet minus 5, Amazon minus 4.5, IBM minus 4, and Microsoft minus 2.5. Switzerland has agreed to invest $200 billion into the U.S. as a part of a new trade deal. Switzerland will also purchase more Boeing planes, and U.S. tariffs will be reduced from 39% to 15%. So just today alone, on Friday, we've seen 2 separate tariff reductions, one of them entirely wiping out tariffs on most groceries, and the other one going from 40 down to 15%, a more than 50% reduction in tariffs on Switzerland. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this weekly volume that completely disappeared from the market come Liberation Day is going to slowly trickle back into the market because of these tariffs. And we've already seen it right here from October 6th, early October. I think that this is going to slowly start to tick back up over time, and then we're going to get back to proper market moving liquidity, if you will, or market moving volume. I'm sorry. Kobe SC letter also posted, this is a good one. Ignore the noise. We are back to the point where the top is in has become consensus. Extreme fear sentiment readings have become a daily occurrence, and large cap technology stocks are down 10 to 20% after running 100% plus. These are all hallmark signs of a technical correction in a broader uptrend. Zoom out and capitalize on periods of emotional weakness in price. The fundamentals remain strong for asset owners. Then we got Michael Saylor. Comments on the crypto crash. We are buying, he says. Very cool. Does he have small hands? He might have small hands. So this is the big rumor that came out today from some random person on X. False rumors of Michael Saylor selling 47,000 Bitcoin could be the ultimate sign of a bottom. We got Walter Bloomberg, or Delta One, on X posting MicroStrategy. Arkham Saylor strategy cuts Bitcoin holdings by 47K. Arkham data shows blah, blah, blah. Arkham data doesn't show that. Michael Saylor replied and said there is no truth to this rumor. We got extreme fear levels to hit a new low. The S&P 500 was quite literally at a record high 11 trading days ago. Emotional selling is the best buying opportunity. And what do you know? We got that. Where is it? Right here. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway announces it has purchased $4.3 billion stake in Alphabet, Google. This man literally is quoted nonstop by investors. Be greedy when others are fearful. And everyone is afraid right now. Everyone is freaking out. So I'm being greedy. JP Morgan says the AI boom will drive 1.8 trillion in new bond sales in 2026. Magnificent 7 capex is now running at an annual rate of over 600 billion. AI is prompting biggest wave of investments in U.S. history. The White House says President Trump is signing an executive order that will reduce tariffs on beef, tomatoes, coffee, and bananas. Bananas is a random one. The move is aimed at lowering costs on groceries amid persistent food inflation. Own assets or be left behind. U.S. consumer sentiment among non-stockholders is down to its lowest level since the University of Michigan began tracking in 1998. This marks a 10-point decline over the last several months. During the same time, sentiment among the biggest stockholders has improved 10 points to near the highest level this year. As a result, the gap between the largest stockholders and non-stockholders has widened to 20 points, the highest since late 2024. This comes as concerns about the job market are at their highest since the 1980s, when the S&P 500 trades near all-time highs. The stock market boom is leaving Main Street behind. Roommate Brands of Brooklyn said, we all know trillion is a lot, but also realize that there's only 5 to 6% of the world is in the market right now. Can you imagine the volatility when the full world adoption and crypto goes mainstream? Oh, it's going to be crazy. I literally, it makes me think of like Blade Runner, or I don't know if you guys have ever seen Firefly, but like the world in Firefly, there was like a million different currencies. There was different languages everywhere you went, written on every billboard, every sign on every screen. It was just Blade Runner. It's just like crazy cypherpunk future. I think that's what we're heading for. Mr. Robert said, Sailor aims to be the central bank of high interest savings and low interest loans. My latest trade on MSTU is negative as a MF, but I own the stupid mistake. MSTU is what? I'm assuming a Michael Saylor thing. I've been thinking about opening a short on strategy, and I think that alone has stopped me from doing so. All right, I'm closing my long. I was up 9.38% when I closed, taking my victory for the evening. I opened it when I got home, and I'm pretty happy with 9.38%. Let's try not to lose that now. All right. Google announces plan to invest $40 billion in 3 data centers in Texas. Very cool. Here we go. This is another big one. Professional investors are increasingly becoming dip buyers. Institutional investors bought U.S. equities in 60% of S&P 500 declines of at least minus 1% this year. This marks the first time since 2019 that institutional investors' percentage has exceeded 50 points. Institutional investors have been dip buyers in just 5 out of the last 18 years. By comparison, retail investors bought the dip each week this year after the S&P 500 declined over 1%. This represents the 6th consecutive year with their percentage above 50. Hedge funds, in turn, have not exceeded this mark since 2019. Is Wall Street catching up to Main Street? Interesting. This one, I'm going to read this again because I think this is huge. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway announces it has purchased a $4.3 billion stake in Alphabet Google. How is that not enormous news? Is everyone crazy? CryptoFace thinks that we're entering a bear market. He says, listen to me and listen good. The real bear market only lasts 1 year. The year of the horse. Us horses will pull you effers. You can buy again end of year 2026 and ride up the next 3 following. I don't think we're in a bear market. I'm going to let him think that we're in a bear market. And I don't know. We'll see who's right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Cointelegraph posted Bank of England's new stablecoin proposal is out. Bank of England softened some earlier ideas, but the industry says it's still too restrictive. Interesting. CZ said builders build. Binance accepts BlackRock's build as collateral. The $2.5 billion tokenized money market fund token trades at $1, backed by T-bills and short-term assets. Interesting. We've got prediction market, Polymarket leans bearish, predicts 62% chance Bitcoin breaks 90K before year's end. Interesting. I mean, we're not that far from 90K, so that's kind of an easy bet to make, if I'm being completely honest. Update, Square is rolling out Bitcoin payments via Lightning to 4 million U.S. merchants. Instant settlement and $0 processing fees until 2027. That's actually huge. That's pretty sick. They're spurring adoption right here. They're like spearheading this. With that 0 fees, they're enticing people to use it. People are going to use it. They're going to realize they like it. And then it's going to become mainstream. This is how mainstream adoption starts right here. $0 processing fees until 2027. It's like a loan where they're like 0 interest for auto loans. They're like 0 interest until for the first 6 months or whatever. That's how they get you to sign on. All right. Let's see. Next, we got dormant cassius coins moved to Bitcoin, included in block 923,619 after 13.2 years of inactivity. That's pretty crazy. Imagine holding for 13 years. Like, we think it's been hard being here for like 3 or 4. 13 is crazy. Insight, the oft-cited Wyckoff pattern, says the bull run might be over. If 94K breaks 6 to 12 month holders cost basis, the next magnet is 86K. I don't know where they line this up, but sure. Let's see. The next magnet being 86K implies 8.5% downside from 94K. Hedging that specific exposure with a put option is responsible treasury practice, not speculation. I like it. That sounded very sophisticated. That dude may be shorting the bottom. Update. Tether is pushing into commodity trade finance with $1.5 billion in credit already deployed. Will expand dramatically, says CEO Paolo Arduino. Could you imagine just having that much money at your disposal? Just shelling it out, man. I would have so much fun. I would invest in the dumbest shit. I think, honestly, if I was an angel investor or anything like that, I would focus on like stuff that deals with animals, deals with pets. Because people care about their pets. They spend money on their pets. Some people spend more money on their pets than they spend on their own kids. And I feel like that's, in my opinion, an untapped market. And that's why Chewy kind of stormed the castle and took such a big chunk of market share right out the gate. They're like the first of their kind. Saylor said, "We are buying." Michael Saylor denies reports that Strategy dumped 47,000 Bitcoin. He says the firm will keep adding to its $640,000 Bitcoin stack despite the flash crash. Interesting. Long-term holders are selling 45,000 Ethereum a day, highest since February 2021. If it persists, the bear flag target near 2.5K stays in play. Interesting. Stock Money Lizards posted, "How do you expect to make money if you can't tolerate being in the trenches? Do you honestly think you'll buy everything at comfy prices, ride the pump, and still get a clean warning before the peak?" Ooh, this one's good. This one cuts deep. I love it. Honestly, this is great. He also posted, "My gut says you may." Okay, so Coinbase posted, "Trust your gut," and Weimar.x pointed out, oh, this is from October 17th, that Binance, Bybit, and Coinbase were dumping millions of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And Stock Money just posted, "My gut says you may be part of the reason I shouldn't check my portfolio today." I thought that was pretty good. We also got a good little bit of TA from Stock Money Lizards. Bitcoin short-term TA update. I expect a local bottom here soon with a potential relief. Technical rebound to 97 to 99K. The selling pressure for now will remain high. Sellers taking breaks does not mean we are back. Bitcoin has retraced lower than I expected. Potential near-term support levels. Now we are near the 618 fib. There's a CME gap at 91K. The most liquidity lies between 88 and 92K. I don't expect a retracement to these levels, but will be prepared in case selling continues. We'll provide more detailed update tomorrow. Tom Lee said, "Hi everyone." Hello, Tom Lee. How are you, my friend? You bought any Ethereum lately? Crypto Opus or Cryptopus pointed out Tether trend. USDT dominance created by the last two Bitcoin death crosses. Today, it was tested for the first time ever, exactly as Bitcoin confirms the death cross tonight. Share with friends this important data, TA. Here we got Tether dominance potentially topping. If it curls over, then we could see some upside out of the market. Colin Talks Crypto, the N2 money supply guy, gave us a little bit of a... I like his input here. Putting this Bitcoin drop into perspective, minus 24.5%. It isn't worse than the last two prior drops of 31.8% and 28.4%. Right on par, actually, expecting big bounce soon. And this is what I've been trying to iterate whenever stuff gets a little spicy like this. This is literally normal. Unfortunately, and it sucks. It sucks every time it happens. I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, I'm enjoying myself." Like, I'm not a jackass. I'm aware that this sucks. My portfolio looks like crap. Everyone's portfolio looks like crap. The best way to counteract that, in my opinion, in my experience, and what I do, I just buy. I add to my portfolio, because then when I look at it later, I can be like, oh, not down that much. That's because I threw some money at it. But it's a lot easier to forget that I put more money in it than to forget that I'm down, what, 24.5%. You know what I mean? Tom Lee said, I sold my office bed to buy more ETH. That's smart. Sandbag and Freed slept on all the guys that were sleeping on Caroline. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, haha, the floor is fine. Exactly. Love you, Tom Lee. Appreciate you. I was watching somebody that were like, it was George. George was like, he needs to get a comb. Why does his hair look like crazy? Like, George was crapping all over him. I'm like, shut the hell up, George. George is like, there can be only one Asian person in crypto. Kind of pissed me off. I don't know why he doesn't have a problem with CZ. Maybe it's because CZ's bald like him. We got another Rajat Sony CFA. What does CFA mean? Certified Financial Advisor? Whoa, that's what it is. Maybe, should I become a certified financial advisor? I think it'd be kind of cool. They posted, since mid-October, Bitcoin has gone from 126K to 94K. That's a drop of 25.5%. 20 to 35% pullbacks are normal during bull markets. Use this as an opportunity to stack more. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you a Bitcoin bull market. 38%, 38%, 33%, 38%, 36%, 29%. What do you call that? I'm just saying. Not financial advice. James Bull, maybe a little bit biased based on his name, posted, the bull market was over 11 months ago. I like this one. This one's another obscure timeline theory. The bull market was over 11 months ago, and we got a 2022 bear market for altcoins since then until today. However, now the bear market is over for altcoins, and we resume the bull again. I actually really, really like this theory because it's different. Everyone and their brother insists that they know what's going on, and they post the same thing that everybody else posted, and it's always based on some other bullshit that somebody else posted. It's boring, it's annoying, and it's ridiculous. I like this theory. I don't know what kind of crazy candles he's got, but the 1 year bear market and the 2.5 year bull market, that's 3.5 years. That's just long enough to make people think that the 4 year cycle is good for a little while, and then all of a sudden it's not. So let's see what happens with altcoins from here. I like this concept. I'm going to try it. Actually, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save this on the desktop with all the other important things that I've saved. You guys want to see what's on my desktop? I also have this, which is from 1875, apparently. That's pointing to me, 2026. Rufus, guys. Rufus in the chat said subscribe, smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you, Rufus. He definitely was not shilling a scam. Tom Lee said my hair feels super bullish. Nice. We got our path to Altseason. And we got this reference thing that I should probably delete now. But this was, we were looking at this for ChatGPT weird chart based on astrology or something, which I think ended up being wrong. But it was fun for a little while. It's pretty close. Okay. We got that. Batman. The Batman, Crypto's Batman, said, we did the Bitcoin analysis, we did the whole crypto market cap, and lastly, the altcoins. To me, the current price action of altcoins looks a lot like what I saw back in the 2020 cycle. Take a look at the chart and let me know if my analysis makes sense or not. Makes sense to me. Sideways accumulation, explosion. Sideways accumulation, hopefully explosion. And last but not least, Lofty posted, we've officially made it past the final shakeout of this cycle. This was the Bitcoin bottom, and in a few days, the market will go parabolic. Now's the time to jump into altcoins and become a millionaire. Here's my list of low caps with 150x upside potential. I gotta start posting a list of low caps with 150x potential or whatever. What in the world? Well, that was weird. Okay. Joshua said, smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. Thank you, Joshua. Okay. I think we're all set, guys. We do a portfolio update. The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio. Get a little bounce. Okay, I gotta just block the stupid AI X 2049 bullshit. All right. Let's see. Can I just do that? How do I do that? How do I block? On YouTube. Block specific words. Go to YouTube Studio. Click settings. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that right now live. Settings, community, and add words to the blocked word list. Okay. YouTube Studio. Click settings. Is this a studio? Yeah. Community. Aha, blocked words. All right. Somebody else say something. I could just view it. Never mind. All right. AI X 2049. Copy. Bam. Save. Haha! Now you're gonna have to launch a whole new token, idiots. That's very satisfying. All right. I just realized I'm in top chat this whole time. Dang. Okay. Portfolio update. As I was saying, 1K to 10K Grok portfolio. We got a little bounce. It's still pretty, worse for wear. Initial $1,000 investment currently down. What is that? $388, which is 38.8%. Is that right? Yeah. None of the assets are green. Starting from the bottom, Fetch is down 64. Aptos is down 52. Proppy is down 48. Render's down 42. Ondo's down 42. Shib is down 41. Ada is down 34. Doge is down 34. Near's down 20. And Sol is down 16. Then we've got our meme coin portfolio, currently down 521, which is 52.1%. None of the assets are green. Starting from the bottom, GigaChat is down $166. Nope, $167. Snek is down 123. I'm making stuff up at this point. Pepe is down 95, Whiff is down 76, and Doge is down 63. And then the narrative portfolio, my favorite, and what was once the most stable, I think it might be the perfect entry portfolio, might be outperforming it at this point, is currently down $131, which is 26%. Nope, that's not true, actually. Tau is in profit. The rest are red. Starting from the bottom, Fetch is down 53. VeChain is down 42. Pepe is down 29. Mana is down 25. And Tau is up 17. Tau is still in profit. And then last but not least, the perfect entry portfolio. Currently down 328. Which is 32.8%. Yeah, I think actually the narrative portfolio is doing better. Interesting. It's Tau, man. Tau's doing it. So none of the assets here are green either. Starting from the bottom, Avalanche is down 55, Render's down 48, Swee's down 43, Pith is down 41, Graph is down 37, Ondo's down 35, Crow's down 25, Sol is down 21, ETH is down 19, and Link is down 7. So, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Bitcoin doing its thing. I'm kind of mind blown at this liquidity thing from Liberation Day. April 14th. Between April 7th and April 14th, it was all over. What's crazy is that the price went up. Like, Bitcoin went up during all of that. It's super interesting to me. It really is. Fahid said, damn these bots. I think I got them under control, Fahid. I don't know if you were here like 5 minutes ago. I blocked the name of the coin that they're shilling, so they shouldn't be able to shill anymore. It's pretty funny. They might try to get clever and put spaces or something, but I don't think that they're that smart. Honestly, if they wanted to really make a big difference, if they're listening right now, the best way to advertise is to just super chat $100 at a time and do at least 10 of those a day, and then everyone will see them. They'll be like, oh my gosh, these people are shilling this coin and they're super chatting $100 to this random nobody YouTuber. They must have made so much money on this coin. I'm gonna go buy that coin too. And then those people will go make a bunch of money on that coin and super chat me $100 10 times a day as well. That is the best way, in my opinion, to spread the word about your meme coin. 1-2 Big Dal said LOL. I'm just saying, you know, if a bot's gonna do bot things, then they might as well send me money. All right. Solana, I mean, we got some green, man. We got some green for Saturday. I'm kind of excited about this. Let's see what the weekend ends up looking like. We might do an emergency pumpy stream shortly after this, because it looks like it's getting pretty spicy out there, guys. Looks like it's getting pretty spicy. I did just take profit, unfortunately, on my long. I might have to, let me go back in, I guess. I'll go back in half. I should have just kept it open, but it is what it is. You can't win them all. It's, in my opinion, it's very imperative that we close above 100,952. And let me double check that, because that might have changed. I'm going to get rid of Fu Manchu. I'm going to go turn on our 50 and 200. So I'm going to look up 50 EMA. I guess it's not EMA. Maybe it is SMA. Let me just look up 50 moving average. Let me just look up moving average. Moving average is 50 and 200. Is this exponential? Convergent exponential. Okay, so there's simple. There we go. That's not 50 though. Am I crazy? Why don't I know what I'm doing? Didn't I just pull these before? We got 50 and 200, but I don't know if it's simple or exponential. Let me go to the weekly. Yeah, see, this one's up at 103. And we don't want that. I want the easier one to accomplish. There we go. 20 week, 21. Nope, that's even worse. That says bull market support band though. It's not going to show me what it's called. 50 and 200. I got to find the... Let's get rid of that. 50 SMA. There we go. Okay. No, that's at the same price. What the hell? Why am I struggling so much with this? 50 EMA then? There we go. Okay, so exponential is the one that we want. Let me zoom way the heck in. I want to see exactly where this is at. It looks like it's right here. 100. I'm going to call it 100. I really got to zoom in there. Right there. 108.29. And I'm going to change it because it is EMA, the exponential moving average. So we need to close above this on Sunday in order for me to feel comfortable with the continuation of the bull market. And then it's strictly based on the concept that we have not closed below that yet. And that is allegedly the bull market support band. The 50 and the 200. I don't know if the cross is important, but it's at $100,829. So let's get back above that bad boy. Bitcoin getting a little push here. 96,104 even. Very nice. We got all this tariff news. We got Berkshire Hathaway buying a ridiculous amount of money worth of Google shares. We're about to get a bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI. Don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Subscribe if you're new. Every single day, if I can get home on time, at the daily close, which is at 7 p.m. EST right now, thanks to daylight savings time, we do a daily close contest. It starts 10 minutes prior at 6:50 p.m. EST, and it stops, like, the entries are only 5. You get a 5-minute window for entries. You could win up to $300. It's a ton of fun. If you guys show up and you want to participate, just let me know in the chat. If you want the rules, I'll go over them for you. There's potential for you to win $20 and $300, and it's every single day. All you got to do is be subscribed and smash the like button and participate in the chat. It's a lot of fun. Tomorrow I'm going to be giving away a perp NFT. If you guys are interested, go on my X account and find the post to enter in that. You got to be subscribed and prove that you're subscribed in the post. So it's going to be a fun time. So we're going to give that away during the stream tomorrow. So make sure you guys are here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, I'm going to have to jump back on in the next, hour or two because Bitcoin's pumping like crazy, but we'll see what happens. As always, guys, I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Happy Saturday. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. I'm sorry, it's Friday. Happy Friday. It's not Saturday yet. Happy Friday. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Friday, and good night.